Hey folks, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Today's video is on a bike that I had when I was 16 in 1987. I had this really fun summer when I was 16. I had this awesome motorcycle for me. I was like poor, and I saved up my Dunkin' Donuts money. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts and was able to buy like a $2,000 motorcycle and drive around that summer of 1987 on it, and took it everywhere and had a lot of fun. So I found one. It was 4 hours away, and I think the kid initially wanted like I don't know. He wanted some number, and over the weeks he seemed to be dropping the price. So I contacted him and said, I'll buy it, and if you want to deliver it, I'll give you even more money. So I think he wanted $1,200, and I said, look, just bring it to me and I'll give you $1,800. And then he said it actually ran, and I said, oh, okay, well, if it runs and I can drive it. He said it ran, but it had a coolant leak. If I can actually drive it, I'll give you $2,000. So he brought it, and it did start and ran like really bad. I didn't end up driving it because it started to rain out, and I was in a hurry anyway. But he did make the 4.5 hour trip, so I forget what your name is, but thank you for doing that if you watch this. And so he delivered it to me, and I stuck it away for the past couple weeks. I ordered a battery and a few other parts, but I hadn't done anything with it. So today's video is trying to get this thing to run, see if I can fix the coolant problems. Yeah, first of all, I had to get it to run, and then I had to find the coolant problem, and then see if I can take it for a drive. So it's a pretty quick video. It's a bike that it's kind of special to me. Most things I restore. I don't know if I'm going to restore this one. I might just try to make it a runner and drive it, because what happens when you restore a bike like the Z1R, I don't want to drive the Z1R because it's like perfect, and I don't want to get it dirty. So that probably doesn't make any sense. But if you spend all the time making it perfect, you tend not to want to drive it as much. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching. All right, so here's the latest unfinished project, and instead of working on that today, even though I have absolutely no space and I'm building a new garage, this is where the garage is being built. I have this. So this is a 1986 Kawasaki Ninja 600. It has seen better days. I heard it run. I actually had the guy bring it to me. This bike is special to me because when I was 16 in 1987, I had one of these bikes. It looked just like this, and it was really fun to be 16 and have this kind of a street bike. So this is going to kind of be like a will it run, because it ran. I heard it run, but it was only running on 3 cylinders. That could be because there's just no gas in it. Well, it's full. Or one of the cylinders doesn't have spark. Maybe it has a bad coil like the Z1R did. Or it's been sitting around a long time, and the valve's tightened up, and maybe it doesn't have good enough compression in one of the cylinders. Maybe something like that. As we learned on the CRF 450, which I kicked it for 15 minutes and it wouldn't start, and then I adjusted the valves and it started up first kick. So what he did tell me is that there was a coolant leak, and he said he put water in it and it just pours out. I think initially he said he was riding it and it was okay, and then something happened and water went everywhere. So either it's got a bad radiator or a bad hose, who knows. So probably thing to do is to at least take off the bottom fairing and see if I can see a broken hose or radiator. Also, the choke lever is missing, and the emergency light is stuck on. The battery's no good. I do have another battery. I do have a new battery. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is take off the underfairing. There's something going on with the seat. It won't I think it's that. I'll have to figure out what's going on with the seat. So it's supposed to unlock the seat when you turn this. Okay, so it moves it, and then it's supposed to move this forward. So it's moving it, and then it's not moving it. So something's going on with that. I'll see if I can figure that out, because that's annoying. Oh, look, it has little compartments. Nothing in them. Okay. Alright, well, so what should I do? I'll take the gas tank off. Maybe take the gas tank off, put on the remote fuel, and see if it runs. Or should I go after the coolant? I should go after the coolant problem first. I should probably back up and explain, like, what do I want to do with this thing? So yeah, maybe eventually I will restore it, but I think it would be neat to just kind of get it mechanically fixed and see if I can get it, mechanically put it back on the road and just be able to start it up and run and drive it. That might be kind of fun. It'll have to be painted, of course, but that's way down the road. For now, I'll just take the gas tank off and go from there. Okay, so right off we've got a new line. I didn't ask a lot of questions about what was wrong with it. I didn't even really care if it ran. And there's probably still something wrong with it, so not a good sign. But fine. Alright. Let's get the gas tank off. I think these had come off previously. The battery is buried under there. There's something going on with the electrical. There's like a switch here, which I think he said was for a fan. The fan is supposed to be activated by the temperature of the coolant, but I know that they go bad, the coolant switches. Alright, so that. So this is supposed to be a vacuum line that when the bike is running, it puts vacuum on the petcock, and that allows the petcock to function and flow gas. It was both crimped and seemed to have some almost like brake fluid in it. I don't know what's going on with that. This is the choke right here, and here's your wires and the coils. What should I do? So in order to get the plugs out, can you even get at them? I don't know if that's water there. It looks like there's water. Who knows? It probably was sitting outside, I would think. So what to do? What to do? Probably put the battery in it. And I did get new plugs. See if I can get the plugs out. It looks like it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to get the plugs out. Those are definitely not stock wires. Those look like stock coils. So when I do that, when I try to get the... so somebody put some new radiator hoses on it. At least some of them. I had a Ninja 900 and it was leaking slowly out of the cables, out of the hoses. So, it looks like I need to take that off. Take this out, take this out. Battery lead just like came right off of it. That is a very used battery. Okay. So if you can figure out what's going on with this latch. So let's see, that would normally pull it down. Okay, so this thing here, the key is not pushing it all the way. Why would that be? So let's see. I think I'll have to take it out. So you can see what's happening. You turn this, there's no pressure on it, it does turn it. But if you put pressure on it, it should just go right back, and it's not. So whatever is inside here is slipping on this. So this is made of plastic, so it doesn't look good. Looks like it can be taken apart, so that's a good sign. Let's try that. Alright, so let's see here. We got a clip. Okay, clip off is a spring. Okay, and there's a keeper, which has a Phillips. Okay. There we go. Alright, so what do we got? We got a broken part. Okay, here it is. So this piece here is broken, and that's why it just turns on its own. So what I can do is clean this up and epoxy it back together and hope that it holds. Or try to find the part online. Alright, so I'll get the grease off it and then I'll epoxy it back together. Alright, I've decided to go with Gorilla Super Glue rather than epoxy. I've had pretty good luck with super glue on this kind of material. It's way too much. Alright, well, we'll try that. Okay, let's go do something else. Let me take the coil out to get access to the plugs, spark plugs. Okay. Okay, that's not going to go in there. Let's try this. Finally, huh? Black. Goo on here. I don't know if that's water goo or what. Yeah, there's a water pipe right here, and it's got RTV on it. And that one has RTV on it. Certainly, somebody has been chasing a problem with the coolant system. Okay. This looks like it's been opened recently. That was hardly on there, but it was on there. Let's see if I can get that one out. This will be fun putting them back in. Again, kind of like black, but yeah, and this has definitely got coolant in it, whatever this water is, this goo. It's not on the spark plug, so I'm not yet thinking that the head gasket's gone. Could be the head gasket. Could be that's what they were chasing, and that's why they gave up on it. Alright, so let me take this coil out also. Alright, well, I'm going to try. I got all the spark plugs out. I'm going to check for spark. And with a nice new spark plug. I don't expect you to be able to see because of the light. Alright, well, that definitely does not have spark. I think that's cylinder 4, so this should be 1 and 4. So 1 is that one, yep. I don't see anything. Alright, so I did confirm that all of the plugs are sparking. It's funny, the brand new NGK plugs that I bought, and again, who knows if it's a real NGK, maybe it's a fake looking NGK from China, I don't know. The plugs that came out of it, I tried those, they look like they spark. This is one that I had sitting around that goes to a GPZ. It sparks. This one, I just didn't see any spark, but I did hear a spark. So it could be that it's so clean, I just didn't see it. Who knows? Alright, so now I'm going to do a compression check. Cylinder 150, that looks really good. $135. $130. $145. So something I noticed right off the bat is that it didn't have the choke lever. It has the cable, which connects to the carburetors down there, but it doesn't have the lever. So I found a left-hand control for 20 bucks and bought it, and it has the choke lever in it. So let's see if I can get that in there, because trying to get these to start without the choke is usually a pain in the ass. Let's see here. Okay, whoops. Okay, that's gone. Any chance of getting that back? Choke's not going to work without that. Okay, the choke cable is actually broken, the little plastic piece here. So, it did come with a choke cable. So, why don't I go see if I can find that. Yeah, kind of hard to film. It's basically, there's a little lever, it rotates on the handlebar, and the choke cable was cracked. So probably the little handle broke off or came out or whatever. Somebody had taken this apart. I did use the switch from the other one, the e-brake emergency switch. Doesn't seem to super work. I think you're supposed to push it in, that activates it, push it again, and it comes back out. Whatever, I just want the choke to work. So, trying to get this back together. Here we go. Okay. Alright, I got the fuel hooked up, plugs are back in, coils are back together. Let's see if it starts up. Remote gas leak is leaking. Why is it leaking? I mean, it's leaking out of the tap. Why? Because it's 6 months old and it's from China. And when it's 6 months old, it just doesn't work anymore, so you have to buy another one. Nice. Seems to me like it's running on 3 cylinders. It seems like it also has an exhaust leak. So I don't want to run it too much because I don't think there's any coolant in it. But it was not smoking and it sounded okay. We'll see. When I put some coolant in it, if it starts, with the white smoke out the tailpipe, then I know it's got a bad head gasket. But for now, with a functional choke and it warmed up just a little bit, it does seem to run. Okay, all right. I'm curious if the clutch works because the clutch is all the way out. The clutch cable is like so far out adjusted that it's not secured properly. But I'm not gonna worry about that right now. There's an access thing for the coolant, and I'll take that off. So already I see there's some coolant coming out of this little tube. That little tube was cut, and it goes to this little coolant overflow tank, is what that usually is. So I'm sure it's not just that easy, but there's one place where it is actually leaking. So that's just here. That's just the overflow. I'm not going to put any coolant in it. I'm going to put this water because I suspect it's just going to pour out somewhere. Okay. So it's full. It is full. So it does have coolant in it. We definitely have a leak right here. So this O-ring, this tube here, Yeah, that'll have O-rings going there, there, and here. And this little thermometer, this is where the thermostat is. That's the thermostat housing. I do have a new thermostat, but I'm sure I don't have... You know, I do have O-rings. I have an O-ring assortment. Okay. Well, that's holding water. So if that's holding water, I can just go ahead and start it. The radiator cap actually looks good. Stick that there. Okay. Why don't I just run it some more? Clutch seems to work. It sounds good. Well, that's nice. No running problem. It actually seems to run pretty nice. Starting to come up in temperature a little bit. Definitely have a leak somewhere. Yeah, it's running down here. So I'm gonna have to I think I'll have to take the top fairing off to find out where it's leaking. See it here, so I'll do that. So good news is it seems to run really well. Has a water leak. I'm not unhappy about that because he did tell me that. So yeah, I'm gonna take the top fairing off, or at least try to move it to the side so I can find out where that leak is. Huh, I'm impressed. That comes away pretty easily. Okay. So what do we got? What is leaking? It's funny, the radiator looks fine. Missing ground. Something up with this wire, so that's the wire to the fan. That switch doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, here we go. All right. So, this little hole here. What is that little hole? That's where it's coming out. So what is that hole? There's a hole over here also. Alright, so that's where it's coming out. That's where the leak. It's weeping out of that hole there. So I gotta go figure out what that hole is. And I have a manual. So I will see if I can figure out what that hole is. Or I could just go Google it. Okay, so with a little Googling, I found that these weep holes are for the spark plug valleys. If they get water in them, then the water will come out here. So I blew in there with air. And sure enough, there's a little bit of pressure. So I think what's happening is this one, at least this one, because it does look wet, is leaking. And you can see someone's jammed RTV in there. Now I do have an O-ring selection. I have metric and standard O-rings. I know I have them. They're in there somewhere. Oh, here. So I could try to just pull this apart. So there's an O-ring there, which kind of sort of looked like it was leaking. But I blew it off with air and it didn't re-leak. Don't know. But basically, oh, that just comes off there? Okay. Basically, I want to take, first I got to drain the water out. So there's a water pump somewhere. Where's the water pump? Oh, there's that little piece that broke off. Okay, right there. So I got to drain the water out there and then take this apart. I think it's 2 hold downs there, a hold down there, and I think that's it. And then I can pull it apart. And while I have it out, I did get a new thermostat, so I can put that in there. I don't know that it needs a new thermostat, but I figured, what the hell? So why not go ahead and do that? Yeah. Okay. Plenty. Doesn't look good. Alright. Now let's see if I can get these tubes apart. Not sure how great you can see. So there's one here. These are 8mm. Took a few things out of the way. Got the coils up, back out of the way. Let's take that off. So there's one mount. And third one is here. Okay, it's loose. And I just pull it up. There we go. Yes, okay. So, what do we got? We've got completely ruined. Yeah, this is the problem. Here's the problem right here. So this O-ring is ruined, and instead of buying a new O-ring, they just put tons of RTV in there. And that's the issue. Yep. Let me see if I can find some O-rings. Okay, so good. So you can see what the problem was. That O-ring's no good, so that was just pouring water. As soon as it built pressure, it was pissing water out right there. That one is flattened, and then this one is very hard, so I should be able to replace it. That one looks good. Hopefully that'll work. And what is this one? Is that the one? No, that's a little too small. How about that? That looks pretty close. So I think I'll try that one. Maybe I'll even double them up, I don't know. So first thing I'll do is I'll clean this off, hit it with the wire wheel. And here's the thermostat housing. Thermostat looks fine, but who knows how old is it? It is. So the new thermostat comes with O-ring, so that's nice. Hopefully it fits. So let me hit this on the wire wheel. Okay. Seems like that is awfully, I don't know, I don't really like that. Maybe if I put two O-rings. I mean, this piece here is quite large in comparison to where the O-ring goes. I'll try two. If it won't go in, I'll take one off. I think that's how it went. There's a lot of crud in there. I better clean that up. So, I don't know if you can see, there's a bunch of crud in there. You work with the antifreeze, kind of like gets this coating on your fingers. Doesn't feel particularly great. Okay. I did scrape away the RTV that was in the cylinder head where this plugs in, and one O-ring does seem to fit well. Just left the other O-ring on there. I think that's going to be okay. If it's not, I can get the proper Kawasaki O-ring and put that in. Okay, so it goes there. That orients like this. So it's like this. Good. And now the final O-ring. Get some grease. Put the O-ring in. There is a stop. Let's see if I can put a little grease in there. See if I can just get it to go in. Doesn't want to go in. Why doesn't it want to go in? There it is. Okay. All right. I don't see any pieces of O-ring hanging out there, so I think that's okay. All right, now I'll go put this back in. I have to put that seat lock back together. Ah, damn it. All right, throw the stuff back together and we'll test and see if I fix the leak. Well, I've run it for about 5 minutes. Did come up to temperature. Had a little bit of a leak here, but I just tightened up this hose clamp. It was okay. But in here, I can see there's fuel that's leaking out of the float bowls. Probably gasket. Yeah, you can see it. See it dripping. It's dripping right in there. So that will have to be fixed. But can I take it for a ride? That would be nice. I want to do something about this. It was a kink. I think just because this is probably way too long. I want to put everything back together. Is it fixed? Yeah, I don't see anything leaking. Don't see anything leaking there. I think the coolant system might be okay. Definitely got a fuel leak. Don't really know the state of the oil, but it seems to have plenty of black oil in it, so I'll need an oil change. Yeah, let me throw it together and see if I can take it over to the gas station. It's not registered. So just put some gas in it. Be nice to take it up and down the street. Hey, well, something finally worked out for me. So initially I was thinking the bike was like maybe blown head gasket and ran like, because initially it ran like crap. But sometimes these Kawasaki's, I've had a number of different types of Kawasaki's, and when they're cold, they just seem like they run like garbage, like on 3 cylinders. I've seen it before. This one was doing the same thing, but once I warmed it up, it ran fine. So no problems. The clutch seems to work. And like, as you saw the video, I did find the coolant problem. It was a bad O-ring that someone slapped RTV over, and that just doesn't work to hold pressure. So luckily I had some O-rings in stock, and I was able to fix it and take it for a quick drive. I just drove it over to the gas station, put 3 gallons of gas in it, and drove it back. There's no plate on it. I don't want to get pulled over. I already have 3 motorcycles registered. So the SL 125, which I haven't shown the completion of yet, is done. I haven't started it, but it is registered and insured. That's a 1980 KZ1000. You may have seen it in the background, but I have a video on that one. I haven't shown it yet. I also haven't started that one. It needs a fuel line. I did get fuel line. That's the Z1R. The reason everything's covered is because I'm having a garage built, and they had to cut into the floor and run the plumbing and electrical conduit for the new garage through here. So it got, you can see a lot of dust. Anyway, this is the Ninja, and it's been sitting all night. I parked it right there. There's no oil leak. There's no coolant leak under it. I'm really happy about that. I did just order a bunch of things, as I usually do on eBay. Clutch cable. There's speedometer cable is not in it. I don't know why it's taken out. Hopefully it's just somebody was trying to preserve the mileage on it, maybe. 22,000. Who knows how long the speedometer cable's been out of it. But it is. So I ordered a speedo cable. This is leaking. I did just order a gasket for that. I ordered a bunch of parts. I found one online, 2 side panels. This side panel is garbage. I could try to fix it, but it's been fixed before. The rear cowling is cracked. Again, if I wanted to do a bunch of body work on it, you could totally fix that up. I'm not looking to restore it, but I got a cowling and side covers, and I even got a fairing, because this fairing area here is really damaged. Again, it can be fixed if you want to do a lot of body work, but parts were pretty cheap. I think the front fairing was $100, the side covers were $110, the cowling was maybe $30. I also bought a seat. The kid said he had a seat, but he didn't seem interested in sending it to me. Got a rear seat and a regular seat. This is just a really crappy cover that's on this one. It's falling apart. I got some rear brake pads because it seemed like it needed rear brake shoes. I got an oil filter coming. So I'm gonna try and just not restore it. Just wash it off. I'll replace some of the plastics because they are available. The rear cowling had been changed. This is not the one that belongs on it because you can see it has a blue accent line and the rest of it is silver. I think the one I had when I was 16 had a blue accent line. I forget. This cover's kind of wasted. I think I'm gonna get a cover. I ordered another petcock because this petcock, the inlet points outward, so you always have the fuel line sticking out like that, which kind of sucks. Oh look, and that thing is crimped again. That vacuum line's kinked. So I'll have to sort that out. I think I got a whole cap assembly. It was, rather than buy parts for the cap, like a new gasket, it was easier to just get the whole new cap from China. We'll see if it fits. Who knows? Yeah, I just spent, I don't know, I think $500 on it in parts. I had bought a radiator. That was only $25. I had bought the hand control. That was $20, and it came with a choke cable and the choke lever, so I have a functional choke now, and that's cool. So yeah, I'm sure that's not stock, but who cares? The front brakes worked perfectly. Yeah, I wanted to have one bike. For all the bikes I have, I probably have 20 motorcycles hanging around here. I don't have one I can just hop on and ride. So maybe that'll be this one. The Z1R actually needs more work. It needs to be jetted and stuff. Anyway, before I ramble on and on and on, that is it for this bike for now. I'll do some more work on it, but that was a kind of a quick video. Yeah, I also got replacement mirrors. I think they were $60. The mirrors, the stock mirrors go here. I don't really like these. That one's not in great shape either. Probably needs tires. I'm sure the tires are old. All right, well, that's enough for this one, and thank you for watching, and see you later.